What's up, world? Welcome to Red Ants Views Incorporated. I'm Red Ant. How you doing? All right, just so you guys know, this is about my fifth or sixth video. I'm figure this whole thing out, see what I want to do with this channel. Um, at this point, I'm just kind of broadcasting about things that I've been watching, more or less about the things that you see uh, behind me. So we got WWE, we got Florida Gators, we got the Dolphins right over here. So depending on the day, maybe just talk about them once a week, twice a week, depending on how much hours of broadcasting that they put on board. I'll try to deliver a little bit of commentating on all of it. But today, I'm just kind of going to go over. I got into. I did a video before, and it was about the WWE network. So, and I hope it came across all right. But I want to kind of revisit it, and as stuff comes on board, I wish some people would join, so we can kind of have a big discussion as to what everybody is experiencing with their network, and see what's really going on. Because if they're gonna just let it go, and you know, I just keep hearing that it's gonna go bankrupt or that it's a fail boat. I mean, there's not a million subscribers like expected. They have 731,000. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I think one person may have subscribed within the last month, so it might be at 731,001. But I think that every time that they plug the 9.99, that many more people are like, "What? What?" Uh, and so I don't know if that's working against them, and if they think that everybody that's saying 9.99 stands is actually buying it. I don't know about that. I would think that your viewership and your owner for the network would include the internet wrestling community, as they're called. But I don't know. I just as I've been watching online and just kind of getting a feel for what's going on out there, I just see like a lot of different I don't know, different points of views, I guess, which is great. Great points of views out there as to the internet wrestling community, and how it affects programming, or how programming affects the internet wrestling community. And Triple H hates the IWC or whatever have you. So uh, I think they're one and the same. The WWE universe is the IWC because everybody's on the internet and everybody's watching it, so it's all intertwined. So really, to say that the IWC is a bunch of, I don't know what the term was that he used, but pretty much putting them down, or that they're too cheap to buy it. Well, I actually have it. I know a lot of people have it, but a lot of people give out the code too. So I mean, where you have that kind of breach, you're gonna have some kind of you know, you're gonna have some kind of shitty quality going out there. I mean, until you get that fixed, I mean, I'm sure Netflix encounters that. I think you can just log in with your email and your password. So, and I'm not sure how many devices it's limited to either. But either way, there's just this is the problems with the WWE network, that they just want you to subscribe. But then, like, how are they taking care of those people who are subscribed, who've been there to support this program since the beginning? Well, let me take you through how they take care of you at the WWE network. All right, so for your $9.99, for those of you who are lucky enough to get that kind of allowance to spend $9.99 a month, so you can get all of your WWE programming needs, and really you're probably just getting it for the pay-per-views, which is why I did it. So I would have to spend $60 a month on programming that I just end up being, and my boy Deep Crate says it best, is I'll never buy another pay-per-view again. And it's like, you go down that road and it's like, oh. So at least now, paying $9.99, I get a shit pay-per-view. Like, oh well, it was just $10, whatever. It was a $10 bill, whatever. Back then, or even last year, I'm like, damn, $60 for that crap. So you have to rewatch it and get your money's worth out of it, rewind it, replay it, whatever. And then you'd still be like, was it any good? So that's where I'm at with that. $9.99 I can deal with. So could it be cheaper? Probably. I'm sure there's some subsidizing that we could do in there with the powers that be there in Stanford. But leave it at that. I mean, it's not that bad. So let me get into some of the characteristics and features. And I'll go, and I actually have my phone here. I'll go through the interface here on the phone. But just understand that I do have, because I have the network, so it is on an app on the PS3, on the PS4, and on the phone, and not to mention the computer that I'm broadcasting from. So having said that, we're going to go through the network on the phone, which is a Galaxy Note 3. So pretty legit. Right now we got the RAVI showing on. If I wanted to broadcast that, you can just jump on that. And then you can just side scroll through the menu there, which the interface on the phone is actually pretty nice compared to the PS3 interface. I don't know if it's just because it's touchscreen or I don't know, but it's nice. It's a little bit more user friendly. All right, so let me jump into that first then, because that's one thing I'm just noticing right off the bat, and I've noticed it in the past, but now that I have an avenue to kind of broadcast, I can let it be known. When you have Netflix or YouTube on your phone, you can easily connect to the Wi-Fi at wherever you're at, your location, and you can broadcast a said device to your other device. Right now, if I wanted to play the YouTube onto my PS3, I could. If I wanted to do it onto my PS4, I couldn't, because PS4 is a gaming machine, whereas a PS3 is a media server. So, needless to say, my PS3 gets a lot of work around here. The PS4 will get some work as soon as I get my 2K15 with the Sting packet inside. So don't get it twisted. We will be getting on that as well, and then we'll have videos for all that, from unpackaging to actually maybe even putting it in, getting it all done, getting it set up. So bear with me, guys. So on the app, you can scroll through. Your first one will be just like on the interface on the PS3, PS4. It'll show you what's actually on right now. So if I jump into it, I'll be able to watch. Currently, what's playing live on the network streaming. I can jump into the full schedule for the day, which I think goes back a couple of days. I can probably, let me see if I just go across here, full schedule. Yeah, so I can go up all the way to what, 3 a.m. Okay. So I mean, I could jump in there, and then the thing is, like, unless it's aired, like sometimes here's the thing, they'll put on a program that doesn't tell you when it airs originally, or even if it did air originally at the time. It'll be on the network. It'll be there ready to go. So let's say we have Beyond the Ring broadcast that's going to be playing that's showing on the schedule at 12 a.m. But it's really live at 10 a.m. or whatever the case would be. If you don't know that it's playing live right now, you can't jump into the 12 a.m. because technically everything that they have on there should be on demand except for live programming. Okay, so when it's new programming, I mean, it should all be on demand as soon as you air it. So once you put it up there, it should be ready to go to put out there. As soon as you hit that first minute, it should be ready to go on demand, and you should be able to play back. All right, that can't be done. Why? Because I don't know. All right, so that's what the interface doesn't do. On YouTube, you can connect to your to like my PS3 to my PS3 from my phone, and I can play whatever I was playing on my phone, and then beam it to the TV, which is on the PS3. So like for if you're looking for something on YouTube, it's way easier to just move it from one device to the other. However, on the network, you do not have said option to search for all your stuff on the phone and then beam it to the actual device that you want to play it on. Why? I don't know. It seems like if they're like Netflix, but better, I feel like that they should be able to do something like that and really get that done. All right. Give me a second. Like Steve Austin says, swig of water for the working man. Ooh, that's a big swig of water. Oh man, I'm trying to lose some weight. Sheesh. Trying to get off the soda. Sorry, I digress. Sorry, guys. All right. So within the interface, let's continue with the interface here. We already talked about how you can't send it from one device to the other, which is fail. All right. So you're not better than Netflix at this point. You're not even better than YouTube. So YouTube is free, and I can send it from one device to the other. Netflix is $7.99. I can send it from one device to the other. The WWE Network is $9.99, and I can only watch it on individual devices. And then if I was to stream it on different devices, the same feed would be delayed in all 3 or 4 different devices, whether if it's on demand or if it was playing live. So yeah, riddle me that. Excuse me. All right, so moving on. When you're looking at stuff, because I talked a lot of experience from my PS3. Let me give my phone a chance here, because what I'm going to get into is the fast forward rewind functions that when you're in Netflix, you can jump into a movie and you can check it out, and if you like something has to go on, you can back out of it, go do what you got to do, and come right back to it. So you jump into it, bam, right back to your spot. You're in the middle of season 1, episode 7. Guess what? You're back to episode 7, right at the spot where you left off. That's not how the WWE works. They have fast forwarding and rewinds where you can just fast forward, and some of them they have timestamps on them, but not most of them. So that in itself doesn't allow you to save your place. So once you back out of it, you gotta, it goes right back to the beginning. You would have to fast forward. So depending on how fast your connection is and how much you can stream, depending on how much stuff you got streaming to begin with, you'll just have to fast forward to get back to your spot, which everybody loves to do that. And one thing I noticed today, and I've noticed it a lot of times, and I don't know why this is, but it feels like sometimes I'm watching a videotape, like an old school cassette videotape. When you log on to the actual, so today, for example, let me give you today. I went ahead and watched NXT, so I can do a review for the one I did earlier. I jumped into NXT, and it wasn't playing live because I went right to the in-ring events. So I went into that NXT. I did my own subcategory to go find it at because it was a replay. So it should be in the on-demand library. I went in and jumped into it. I jump into it, and it's at the end of the program, and it's getting ready to show me the end of the program, and then roll into the flipping the WWE logo as if like that's the end of the show and it was gonna recycle and rewind. So that's kind of how they cut it. Like the end is kind of the beginning. I don't know. It was really weird. So I saw the end twice. It was so dumb, but that's just how the WWE networks cuts and pastes its operation. It's like a bunch of college kids putting together a last minute project, or like Deep Crate says, project. Yeah, I don't understand that. Right? So can't stream from the Wi-Fi straight to the PS3 to the PS4. You can't do that. WWE says that's a no-go. You can't save your place. So once you better commit that hour to 2 hours to, or leave it on pause for that long. And I don't even know if it'll stay that long, but you can't do that. Why? I don't know. You'd think it would be solved by now, but no. All right, so let me move on to the actual catalog of what it contains. Excuse me. All right. So they say that you have all access to all this original content, original programming, all this nonsense, blah, blah, blah. That's all fine and dandy. And give me 1 second. I got news coming across the wire here. All right. Okay. No problem. All right. So the catalog, to begin with, should have, which has all the pay-per-views that have been acquired through the acquisition of ECW, or I guess they already owned ECW with a fake partnership or something scheme back there, and then WCW World Championship Wrestling. All right, so they have all that programming available, which is awesome because somebody like me didn't get to watch all the pay-per-views growing up. Great avenue to go watch them. So I have been watching them consistently and religiously as much as I can. But here is the thing with the catalog and the interface and how it's grouped. It's grouped by pay-per-view. So, all right, so let me write this down. So it's grouped by a pay-per-view. So let's say you got Armageddon first, right? However many Armageddons were ever done. You jump into Armageddon, and then you pick whatever year it was that you want to watch, right? Cool. That's great. Makes sense. But what if you wanted to watch like a storyline or how it looked like? I don't understand why it has to be in the same, like why it has to go by category, like by pay-per-view. You should be able to group it how you want. I should be able to go in there and pick the year of everything that happened in Raw or on the WWE Universe in 1999 or 1998, the Attitude Era, and I should be able to go in and watch Raw, SmackDown, and whatever is in the video library archives. I should be able to go through it and playlist it and then cherry pick what I want to watch so I can watch the season, right? Because that's what it is. It's a season. So if the season starts when? Right now after SummerSlam. So what pay-per-view do we just have? Hell in a Cell. So is this the restart button here? With after Dolph got the belt back and Miz is a heel, and who else got the belt back? The Dusty Boys got the belt back, and whatever. So the season, all right. So I should be able to go in and watch season 9, episode 2. Well, that just happens to be Raw from January 2nd, or whatever, or the second week of January, I should be able to do that. I should be able to go in there and watch the season. So let's say I want to introduce somebody to the WWE. Hey, this is what I grew up watching. They'd have to go in and watch a pay-per-view, going in through the interface, pick a pay-per-view, pick a year, work their way through it, as opposed to sitting them down and or sitting myself down and grabbing a year, 1998, take me back, playlist it all from Raw, which by the way, not all the Raws are included, so don't get too excited. All right, so if you went to a taping and you wanted to catch yourself with the Raw, you probably got cut out anyway because it was edited. If your sign was all messed up. From what I understand, I can't speak to or against that. But I understand that a lot of people are saying that stuff gets edited out. But I've noticed that there's blood. I've seen Chris Benoit. I like to say Benoit, but it's Chris Benoit. I think Chris Jericho just called him Benoit. I thought it was hilarious. But I've seen him wrestle a couple matches, so it's not like he's blocked out and they're not showcasing him. I just don't think they're making it a big deal. And then I don't know if they snuck the blood back in, but I mean, you can't take away blood from a Hell in a Cell match where Mankind is just completely destroying his body with the Undertaker. So that in itself, if you were to take the color away from that, that pretty much removes the entire memory. So what they do when they do promos and vignettes, they make the screen all black and white to black out to kind of hide the effect of the blood. All right, so I digress. So where were we at? Oh, and then the reason I said that about the Raw review guide, I'm sorry, the Raws on the network, is pretty much when I'm going through trying to go, I just pick a random date from the catalog, online, mind you, that I may have attended. I'm a fan. I've gone to these things, and I've seen it on YouTube. I got the YouTube video. I got my sign in there. I was a young kid. I got my rock shirt on. You go in and you try to find it, and you go for raw replays, right? Raw replays. So we got the archives. We got the big archives here at Stanford. We got the archives. We got everything. We got keys to the castle right here for $9.99. Long and behold, you don't have every raw replay in there. All right. You have maybe 3 from a year, right? If you type in The Rock to search for him on something, because he was at that Raw is clearly not on the network anywhere. Or if it is, it's probably some you probably got to go through hoops to try to find it if it's in there, because the way they organize stuff within the interface is not cohesive. So the way you got to one may not always be the same way, because the connection might time out, or you'll get a playback error or something like that. So you got to try different ways. So yeah, so all the Raws aren't available. However, I am going through and watching. Oh, so the point that I was saying before was you should be able to go into like 1998, go through all the Raws, all the SmackDowns that you have, and just play the season. This is what happened. Here's the storyline. But they won't ever do that because they call this a season, but their storylines are so fucked hard inconsistent that they don't want nobody to look at that. They'll be the WWE will be so exposed, which they already are. I mean, if they even give a shit, who knows? But I like it because it's something to watch. It's consistent. But I don't know. I don't know. All right, so the catalog. Continuing with the catalog. Let's see. We got the catalog, and you don't have all the Raws. You don't have any SmackDowns. If you do, you got a little bit of SmackDowns. So I don't know what you're doing with them. I don't know if you must have fired the one person that was uploading every video one at a time. Um, so now you got to find or train a monkey to do it. But I don't understand why you would upload certain RAWs and not other ones. I mean, do you have to edit all of them? I mean, because I remember at one point they would block out the WWF logo. They would blur it out. They would go above and beyond to make sure that that was blurred. So I don't know if that lawsuit went away or what's going on, but that WWF is clearly broadcasted throughout their old promotions, and luckily they don't have to blur it out or anything. But I felt like they were doing it for a while on even some of their, more recent stuff. So I don't know what that looks like. That catalog, I tell you what, does not have all the RAWs. And I can tell you because I looked to try to find myself and I could not find it. Then I looked for another one and I could not find it. Looked for a recent one, and at the time that I looked for it, it was not available. I don't know why. Maybe a certain amount of weeks had to pass after it goes to your area. I don't know. It's so silly that the inconsistencies in the WWE network, that they want all these people to subscribe to it, but yet they don't. I don't know. There's got to be a forum where we can all just go ahead and tell them exactly what we're experiencing, because there's only so many tweets you can do and so many and it's not like it's not like I hate the network. I don't. I mean, I appreciate it. I like the fact that I can watch every pay-per-view and go through all these old stuff, but I only expect what you guys said you would have. So if you led me to, like, even let's just talk about the Monday Night War. Like, talk about expectations. Um, when I first got it, they were already hyping this up. They didn't even give us a date for that, right? They were just saying, "Oh, it'll be available. It's available." When you get the network in February, at the end of February, there was no Monday Night War. There was nothing on there. There was no countdown. There was maybe like one item. There was nothing ready to go, really. So clearly, it's just like everything else, last minute shit, and they really expect everybody to be, oh, you know what, that was a great one. Oh, let's do it again. Oh, that was good. So whatever. The catalog, as far as the main event stuff, pay per views, everything's on there. As far as I've seen, I mean, I haven't heard anybody say they're not. Um, I will say that some of them seem to be longer than others. So I don't know if that's based on the era or based on the fact that they edited some of them less because of I don't know, just because they ran out of time and they needed to get stuff to the network. But or they had more people than now. They just have one person that has to upload every cassette to the one DVD burner, then convert that to a file, then upload it on his slow connection to the server in Stanford so that it can play on the WWE network, so that everybody out there can watch it for just $9.99. Actually, if you're watching in November, you're actually watching it for free. So, like Rick James on Dave Chappelle would say on his skit, "Drink up, bitches." I mean, for real. If you get that WWE network, man, go ahead and abuse that beast. Because tell you what, watch all the WrestleManias. Start backwards if you really want to. That way you kind of get into it, because you may not really dig like the first or second one, but at least you can see like if you get into it, you can see the progression. Depends on how much of a fan you are. I mean, if you're a more recent fan, yeah, start at the latter part. If you're more, trying to dive in, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get into like the history of it. Just trying to, trying to get some information around it. Watch the AWA stuff on there. Just recently watched the Ric Flair documentary that's on there, Nature Boy. And I've watched all the Beyond the Rings, I believe, except and I haven't brought myself to watch it yet. I just haven't had time yet. For the one on Bobby Heenan, so that one's still. I still got to do that one, Bobby the Brain Heenan. But besides that, I've seen them all, and I'm including the newest, the Sting one that just came out. I went inside and watched all three of those. That's pretty cool. Uh, the only thing is that, and I can just jump into this now, I guess. The original programming, which is included in the Beyond the Rings, the original programming stuff. All right. So original programming, original content. They have the Countdown Show. They got uh, Legends House, which I watched, which was all right. Um, they got what is it? Countdown Legends House. Oh, that's still on there. Cheat sheet. Let me check the phone. Hold on. Bear with me, guys. Sorry. Oh, original programming. So we got. Oh yeah. So the Monday Night War. The Rivalries now is on there as original programming. Slam City. Then those are Raw backstage passes. Your specials, your WrestleMania Rewind, and Total Divas is on there as well. Clash of Champs, WWE Old School, and what else? WCCW and then ECW. All right. And yeah, and then Hall of Fame. Okay. And then while I'm looking at this old school, just a suggestion. If we're doing old school Raw, does it always have to be the 1980s old school Raw? Just a question. That's all I want to know. Because I get it. We got that cool logo with WWE, which is the bluish kind of goldish thing at the bottom. And I get that. That's like, I don't know, their golden era, whatever it is, in the 80s. Cool. Old school. So why couldn't you do old school Attitude Era and bring back old school and just leave it as the Attitude Era? So bring back, I don't know, the beer truck to the side of the rings, throw some beer in the ring. Even if Stone Cold has to go out there and do it just for once, you know, bring the Attitude Era as an old school, if that's how we're going to do it, bring it back as an old school theme. So get it kind of raunchy for a day. For Warner, not super raunchy. It doesn't be explicit. I mean, it's still a PG show, but I mean, you can still be creative and kind of hold on to your Attitude Era with something fun. Even if it's like some kind of fun, kind of stupid gimmick where it's fake blood. I don't know. I don't know. You got to think of something, but old school doesn't always have to be the 80s, right? It's going to be 2015 soon. I mean, 2020 is around the corner. How many years is old school going to be old school? The 80s is going to be old school, At some point, we got to move into the Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression Era. We're in the, I think, with the Reality Era. I don't know, McMahon Helmsley era, who knows? Whatever we're calling it now, that's where we're at. So let's give it a shot there. But that was a little tangent there. All right, all Raws are not available. That's all I can say to that. All the Raws that you have produced are not available. Why? That's all I want to know. Why? Does TNN own the rights to the other Raws besides the 3 that you have on board? Or wait a minute. And so I'm not. So it doesn't look like I'm putting them out. How does that work? And I'm gonna check and see how many are on there. All right. So we got all shows. All shows. We're going to go to in ring, Raw replays. So we got the newest one I can get right now, September 22nd, 2014. It's November 1st. And the newest one I can get is September 22nd, 2014. Why? Because I have to pay for Hulu? Is that what the scheme is? To make sure that Hulu has the rights to it for a little bit and you can get some more money and pimp out your bad product to another avenue? Is that the MO? I don't understand it. But let's continue to go down and see what we can find on the Raw replays. Let's see even if they're in order. Because we have 2013, so it allows me to pick a year, all years, right? So it goes 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 2001. So in the year 2000, there were no Raws according to the WWE network. Or at least none that I could look at. Because it's not on the Raw replays. So what that means, and don't get it twisted, don't go out there thinking like, oh shit, you get every Raw replay that was on that for the year, because that's 52 shows. No, or 50 shows or whatever. No, you're not getting that. You're getting like if something memorable to some stooge in Sanford that they decided was memorable for that year, and that stooge is probably McMahon, the senior, because he runs everything. Then it's gonna make the network cut right there. But if it's not memorable, it's not gonna be on there. It's not. So right now you're at you got 1999, 2001. There's no Raw replays for you. All right, there's nothing memorable in those 2 years of programming. So in those 2 years, what did we have a TV rights deal with somebody else? Or we had TNN, TNT, or no TNN. What was the other? I forgot what it was called. And USA was the other one. All right, so then it jumps into 2005, 2006. So that's in order. And then the next one available would be 2010. 2010. So that's a nice 4-year jump. And then after 2010, you can check out the highlights from the year 2012 because nothing happened in 2011 in Raw. And then following that, you have 2013 and 2014. So let's pick a random year off of the Raw replay. And I'm going to go with, wait, I would do 2000 because I think that's the year that went, but it's not on there. It's weird. It's not on there. I mean, if I show you, if you can even see that. Okay. All right, well, either way, it's showing no year 2000. All right, so that's fantastic. So let's pick 1999. We have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stories or 8 episodes available. And the dates go from January 4th, March 22nd, April 19th, April 26th. That's a great day. The Mystery of Darkness prepares a night. Hold on, that's good. Hold on. Let me I feel like I remember that one. All right. May 10th is in there. August 9th, and then September 27th of that year. To top it off was November 29th, was that Stephanie McMahon and Test wedding. I remember Test. This is the test. Yeah. Um, cool. So that's what's up with that one. So that's how many Raw replays you have for that year. All right. So the WWE Network for just $9.99. You can get the WWE Network, and you can get lagging streams. You can get hazy production quality, not HD quality. You can get no bookmarks, quote unquote, no minimum timestamps, no algorithm builds up, no suggestions, and all that. So Netflix, but better. They're just not, though. And that's the way to put it. You're just not like Netflix and better. The end. All right. Moving on. All right. We were on original programming. All right. So I talked a little bit about the original programming and the Beyond the Ring stuff, which is pretty cool. Which is like those DVDs that they put out with that the newest one I think right now is John Cena's Rivalries. So I have to go ahead and check that out at some point. There's no urgency there because we all know John Cena sucks. Yeah. So the content. All right. So let me start off by saying this actually. If you have the network, check out the Beyond the Rings. Check out those documentaries. If you have a chance, get the documentaries that are on Netflix as well, because there are a couple of them on there under the sports entertainment, I believe they call it. Sometimes it's sports moniker, but I want to say it's under sports entertainment on Netflix, which I wonder if they had to specifically do that. But check them out. I mean, they're very interesting. If you have a specific character that you like, they're pretty cool. I know Austin has one. The Rock has one in there. Roddy Piper has one on the network. Flair, pretty good. I just saw that one. A whole bunch of Road Warriors. I can go on and on and on and on about people that are on there. But don't get too excited because it's not that much. All right, it's not that many. All right, I just don't want to name them all, but it ain't all of them. It ain't everything that you remember from back in the day. Because at the end of the day, that's what they're trying to sell you is nostalgia. All right? And people will buy that. And I get that. But you're not really selling them it's not coming across. You're not giving everybody what they want. It's not nostalgia if you're not giving them everything they want. If I can't get every Raw replay from the year 1993 to 2014, then it's not legit. It's not. Because I can't watch a season. Because you guys can't put a season together. Because everything is put together on the fly. Everything is just put together last minute. And don't say it's because, I had to call, we had a call in the ring. It's not that. It's somebody got hurt. It's not that. It's you just don't have your shit together. And that's the bottom line. It really is. Because to put on over 1,000 shows and for you have time out. Oh my gosh. 1,000 shows, and this is what we get. Just no creativity. That's what it is. It's like just scratching their heads, like, man, we've done it all. They're just waiting to implode. Sheesh. All right. All right. So the original content, this is what I'm getting at, is legit. It's interesting. All right. But when they put these specials together, like the DX special, the Monday Night War special, whatever that shit that they build up is, I'm gonna call bullshit on it. And this is why. And this is why. Because if you watch the documentaries, it's just a cut and paste production. It's what it is. It's what these specials become. There's a DVD that was put together, a compilation, and that's what they sell it as. It's on the network as well. Everybody has like a little bit of them. You know, Stone Cold has one, The Rock has one, Triple H has one, etc., etc. But then, like, they'll take snippets from all those same videos to make the arguments for other specials that are new and relevant now. So they don't really interview anybody new. They don't really get any new footage, any new angles. All they do is cut and paste from regular program that they've had to kind of, they take from, oh well, they had the video here, we want to talk about this as well. Well, there's a clip of them on this one too. So if you've watched all that, when they put it all together for you, it's kind of like it's being recycled and just fed back to you. Because it's like, that's how I feel when I'm watching the Monday Night War. And this is why. I'll tell you the whys, and I'm not just going to tell you I don't like it. I'm going to give you the whys behind it. Right? For example, they built one right off of Bret Hart, I want to say. Or they built one about, yeah. No, let me take it back. The Attitude Era built on Stone Cold Steve Austin in that Monday Night War. Okay, if you go to Monday Night War, you'll see that whatever. If you go to the Attitude Era compilation slash special DVD that they put out, that's on the network available as well. It's pretty much the same stuff that's shown from, well, here's what Austin was doing in the Attitude Era. Here's the Attitude Era, but we're going to show you the same Attitude Era video, but we're just going to put it under the umbrella of Monday Night War. So what they'll have the Monday Night War, right? And then they'll insert X video to say, well, this was happening during that time, so let's just feed them for right now. Let's give them Stone Cold Steve Austin's video and show them how he was doing the Monday Night War. So they'll include, like, here's what the ratings were looking like here and there. But really, it's just taking pieces from the Attitude Era video, old Stone Cold Steve Austin's videos, his DVDs, and just kind of portraying and putting and then copying and pasting to make the exact same thing. I don't know. If you guys tell me how you feel about that. I mean, that's what I'm getting out of it. I'm not getting anything new. Like, even when we're talking about the cruiserweights, right? It was really about Chris Jericho, and I'm a fan of Chris Jericho, Lionheart, Chris Jericho. I just am. And and I subscribe to his podcast, Talk is Jericho on podcast 1. I'm a fan of Fozzy Rock, so there you have it. I want to start a war, legit. All right, so, but I feel like I watched it already, and that's nothing against Jericho. I mean, he doesn't care. He gets his he's traveling. He's coming back in November to do some non-television shows or overseas stuff. But I feel like it was the same video just kind of just showcasing the cruiserweights plus Chris Jericho. And yeah, Chris Jericho made a huge splash in WWE. And I mean, he went right up against my main man, The Rock, day one. You know, walking down that aisle, interrupting with that countdown clock. Beep, beep, beep. Like that 24. In the middle of The Rock's promo, it expires and enters Lionheart Chris Jericho. One of the best entrances I've ever been part of seeing. So excited to see Jericho come out there. And I wonder if that particular entrance, if that Raw is actually on the network, because that may be on the network because of that entrance, but who knows? Who knows? It may not be. I'll have to look for the date on that. But it was, you could tell because Chris Jericho made that splash and they just used his video over with kind of try to make old new, I guess is the best way to do it. And kind of, I don't know, hey, it's going to be on at 8 o'clock now. It's going to be right on after this program right here. It's like you're salivating for all this new programming and all this content. And it's like, oh, I've already seen this video. It's like when I can walk out of the room and still listen to it, and it's like I know what excerpt's coming next because this move, I know it warrants this excerpt from the performer himself, the wrestler. You know, like the commentating. I'm like, man, I feel like I've heard this before. And it's over and over and over. It just constantly happens. So it's like, what's the motivation to sit there and want to get that? You know, why do you want to watch that? I mean, if it's going to be original programming, make it original. Stop cutting and pasting old shit and trying to rebrand it as a new program because it's not. All right? The thing with the WWE Network is they want the past, which is great because they own the rights to it. So good job. But you gotta live past. I'm saying you're trying to get your and you're trying to their now. That's not how it works. You give us quality now with your programs, so that we, we'll still watch the network. But damn, don't make your product so shitty now. Only people want to watch is your WWE network. I mean, honestly, I'll never watch Raw live unless my DVR DirecTV goes out. And if that happens, I don't know. I'll have to pause it. I don't know. I might have to read a Bleacher Report because I can't sit through that shit. And I can't, and I won't. I won't. I gotta fast forward through some of the bullshit. Way too much talking, way too much. 3 hours of filler of just a pretty much a telemarketing, not telemarketing, a what is whatever you call them, a spot I guess on the TV. Trying to sell me something, whatever. All right, so they chop them up and cut and paste, whatever. Excuse me. All right, so either way, the network has so many issues about, just that kind of quantity, just trying to find stuff on there, trying to make it user friendly. It's just not there. It's not user friendly as far as that. You got to go searching for programming. It doesn't give you all the programming that you really desire, that you really want, that you think you signed up for. So in November, I urge you, if anybody's watching, which right now nobody is watching, and that's fine. And that's fine because I just got to get it out there. This feels good to me. I can get it out there all day. I don't mind. It's a great avenue for me to spew some bullshit, get it off my mind. It's better out there than just bottled up. But yeah, freaking network. The WWE network is a train wreck. It is an absolute train wreck. And I'll tell you why. Because, oh, now you know what? And let me do this just for fun, if possible. Hold on. The WWE network right now, stock prices are $12.35, down 0.16. That points them down 1.28%. Right. If you look at the trend, and this is coming off a New York Stock Exchange based off of my Google cards that I get all the info from. The trend has had a significant decline. All right, and that says a lot. I mean, it's going to be soon where the WWE stock price is going to be, you guessed it, $9.99, and they're going to be saying in their promos, you can buy a share of the company for just $9.99, because that's how much they're pimping out, and that's how much they're not investing into the network, which is supposedly their bread and butter. That it's going to be the new face, the new millennium and stuff. That, or not the new millennium. They're just a new avenue, over the top programming. But it's sitting at $12.35. So, and it's on a downward trend. So, would I be better off buying a piece of WWE stock for $12.35, or waiting for it to kind of dilute and come down to the magical price of $9.99? Or I could buy it at $12.35 right now. But it's going down. So, you know, I guess it's a seller's market. I don't know when it's depleting like that. But maybe if it gets to $9.99, I'll go ahead and start picking up some stock in the WWE. And then by all means, if somebody beats me to it, but I'm gonna go ahead and make a stock price. And if you do it, just shout me out. Shout me out on your sign. But the sign I want to make is gonna be a Wall Street one, and it's gonna show the stock price, WWE stock price, $9.99. And I don't know if I can even get on air with that, because from what I hear, that they'll confiscate your signs. But I've never actually been a witness of that, and I've been to numerous events, and I've had some pretty cool signs. I mean, I've had some. Well, nothing's over the top, nothing crazy. My last one I think was corporate bullies. So, and that was a dig against my a retailer plus WWE. So they were in cahoots. But that one got through and it got on air. Justin Roberts actually called it out during one of the breaks. So that was pretty cool. He didn't understand it. He kind of like looked at it sideways and just said, okay. So at least I made a statement. But either way, here they'll take your sign out. But the sign's going to say stock price for the WWE network, $9.99. And then we can put the little red arrow going down. And then in parentheses, you could put like or right next to you could put like the percentage minus 9.99%, and then parentheses put the actual deficit that's at 9.99. And then they could be like, oh wow, man, they're using the 9.99 for everything, because it's not even cute anymore. It's. I mean, when you get And the fact that I'm helping you with that, and taking a shot at it, um, is annoying because nobody should be pandering that much for $10. Come on, $10 a month, $120 a year. That's a deal. I get it, but you have to deliver on your part. You cannot expect, and I'm a fan. I am. You know, I'm a fan of the Gators. I love my Gators. You know what? When they're up, they're up. I'm with them. When they're down, they're down. I'm with them. Uh, but the WWE, we don't got that kind of connection. And not everybody. They're not going to do that because they don't have to. They don't see the need for it. You keep on trying to force this need to be on your device to watch during the commercial breaks. Well, if you didn't put the shit on during commercial breaks, I don't understand what the purpose of that is. Why do I want to jump from my phone or from my TV, my phone, to watch in-ring programming, and then just to get like 30-second clip, and then it just goes to another commercial on the phone, just to switch it back to that? I don't get it. Yeah. So you guys give me some thoughts. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what we can move this forward to. Like I said, guys, this is just a project that I'm doing. Just having fun with it. But I just want to talk about stuff, and it feels great to talk about it. So whether it's WWE, the Raw programming, NXT, I'll try to get a SmackDown in there. Talk about some Florida football. I'll do that tomorrow. We'll do that Florida football and some Miami Dolphins talk. And then hopefully next week, I'm looking to do a Raw review, and I'm trying to see if I can set up a hangout or maybe join a hangout first, kind of see what that looks like. I really like to get in on some of these discussions as to how Raw is looking. So if you guys see me out there, hit me up, shoot me a comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what's up. Look me up on Twitter, RedAnt26 on Twitter. I'm all out there. I just want to get out there. Want to be a part of the conversation. Try to inspire some change. I know I see it with like the NXT is doing a great job. I see Lucha Underground could be something big. Even locally, where I go to these local shows around here. Even up and coming talent, and I know we don't have territories and all that, but we have local schools and garage schools and things like that. Everybody wants to get better, and everybody looks at WWE, and everybody wants to be there, but then everybody has all these gripes, and I can see why, and it's the lack of leadership. It seems like it's the lack of direction that the WWE has suffered at this point. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what the storylines are going to work. And that's a problem because they are an episodic program. They do go live every week, so it's really hard to keep it fresh. And they don't have an off season. And I'm not making excuses for them, but they don't have an off season, so it's not like they can go on hiatus, and kind of revamp the storyline, come back next year, and give you a fresh spin on it. But I think, and you guys heard it here first, I think Lucha Underground could do something like that. The way they operate, and they got Robert Rodriguez on there, a director. He did I think he did Hostel, or he did some gory film. He did Once Upon a Time Mexico, and one of those. And then Mark Burnett. So the quality there will be stellar. The production quality is amazing. But I think that they could do something like that. I think that just the feel of it feels like feels like an episode that has a beginning. You get it. It sucks you in. You go through it. You understand it. Got some in-ring action. Got some vignettes, which look great. They look movie quality, which was great. It's a welcome change. I like that because we understand that it's gimmick. It's kayfabe. I get that, but it's still nice to the production quality is nice. So there's an investment there, and it shows. It shows that they've taken time to invest in their production quality, whereas WWE is perfectly fine with setting up, a backdrop like I got right here. And if I zoomed in, or if I brought that closer, and put like a little microphone here, it probably looked like the same backdrop in the backstage segment. Whereas, there's a little bit more thought going into Lucha Underground's little promos and vignettes and things of that nature. But all right, but besides that, guys, I got nothing else to report. Like I said, that was my WWE Network feedback, and and if I get more frustrated with the WWE, but I just kind of want to see, I want to get that out there only because it's a free subscription, and I know there's going to be some kind of gimmick out there to try to get you to sign up. But really investigate it, really look at it, see what you're looking at to get. To me, like I said, it's $10. So I can complain about it because I'm paying for it. All right, so get it for free, check it out, and then give them some feedback, guys. If you got to hold them accountable. I mean, they can't force you to get this product, and then you just got nothing to, you got no input. So we need a demand. On-demand programming. We need to get all the Raws on there, all the SmackDowns you own. Get the true programming on there. I understand that there's original content missing from theme songs are being taken out. They don't own the rights to some things, so things go on delayed. So I don't care. It's an excuse. All right, don't put the product out there if it's not ready to go. All right, if you would have waited, you probably would have got the product 100% better. You get the viewership right away, but no, you try to force it. You try to jump ahead of the program, and guess what? Not everybody bought into it. So now we are where we are. All right. So you're at 731,001 subscribers. All right. Well, no, I'm sure there's more now, but they should probably divide that at this point to paid subscribers, right? So they might get 1 million subscribers this month. I doubt it. Even if it's that would be the ultimate sign. Can we even give away 1 million free subscriptions? Do 1 million people even want the subscription to the WWE Network? There you have it. That's it. That's what they're doing. They're trying to see if even 1 million people want it. So you heard it here first. Red Ant's Views Incorporated. I'm Red Ant. Subscribe.